The natural hair warriors can say what they want, but I promise you, when I get regular silk presses, my hair grows so much faster than it does when I don't do it at all.
Hi, I'm Essie and you're welcome to my channel where the conversation is real and Essie's got the tea. So I recently came across some videos on TikTok claiming that silk presses are the secret to growing a long and healthier natural hair. I have so much to say and I have so much to debunk. I'm going to quickly post like two of the videos that I saved and then I'm going to come back to make a commentary on the whole thing. Stay tuned.
The natural hair warriors can say what they want.
Natural hair warriors. Girl, be for real. What do you mean by natural hair warriors? I mean, I thought straight naturals are also natural. So what's with the whole division? And I don't understand. Anyways, let's just continue.
The natural hair warriors can say what they want, but I promise you, when I get regular silk presses, my hair grows so much faster than it does when I don't do it at all. I was just talking with a couple friends yesterday and they both have different textures of hair than me and they were agreeing. Like, think about it. The people that you know that are so avid on having natural hair all the time and the people that you know that get regular like silk presses, who is able to retain length more? Who is it? Like, I'm telling you, I've had winters where I just went completely natural, and then I've had winters where I got the occasional silk press. Winters I went all natural, the growth just was not there as much as when I got a silk press. But anyways, just got my trim and my silk press. The inches are still inching. The last silk press of the season, so I'm gonna savor this one.
From the videos, there's a lot of sense in it, and I'm going to break down the reason why they think like that, the reason why. But before I continue, from the second lady, she made a point that didn't really sit well with me, and that was when she was making a comparison with straight natural hair and Afro natural hair. This doesn't even make sense. But when she was making the whole comparison with wearing your hair stretched and wearing your hair in its Afro textured state, and she was like, check out people who wear their hair in their Afro textured state or their natural hair state, and check out those who wear their hair stretched. You can deduce that she was implying that those with straight natural tend to grow their hair faster than those wearing their hair in its Afro texture state, and that is a big fallacy. Very big fallacy. I mean, the internet is enough proof to show that there are lots of people wearing their hair in its natural state and they've been able to grow their hair very long, still in its natural state. So there is no comparison here. There is no need for comparison that straight naturals tend to grow their hair longer or probably healthier than those who wear their hair in an Afro texture state. Silk presses are a styling technique and not a catalyst for hair growth. All right. While they can reduce breakage, they do not promote or aid in growth, which I think many of them think. It is as a result of reduced breakage. Now, from all the points, from what is said, I can only point to two things, and that is low maintenance and less tangling. Straightened hair is less prone to tangles, which reduces breakage. Now, if you notice, many of the naturals that are experiencing breakage today, it is not because they do not know what they are doing with their hair. It's that most people do not have the patience it takes to detangle natural hair. Sometimes you might be doing literally everything right, but the problem is sometimes how you handle your hair. I've said this many times, if you see the way people detangle their hair, it's like they are fighting with their hair strands. One strand of hair is coily. Now you have, I don't know, thousands of coils on your head. Whenever you're detangling your hair, you have to be careful with the way you go through those coils so you don't result in breakage. Because literally the struggles of many naturals is length retention as a result of breakage. The breakage is the issue here. Now, when your hair is in its stretched, state, you don't have to go through the stress of trying to comb through the hair. I'm going to quickly show you guys an example. For instance, this is a stretched hair. You see how easy it is to pass through the hair without any form of obstruction or limitation. It's so easy to go through that. Now, let me show you guys another one. This is an Afro wig. Sorry, it's already tangled on its own. So I just want to quickly give you so just paint the picture in your head. This is an Afro wig. Now imagine you're combing this hair exactly the way you're combing your straight hair from root to tip. Did you see? You see how? You see? Now let's take out one piece and then comb it gently from tip to roots. Do you see how easy it was? Now you have so much coils on your head, and when you're trying to detangle your hair, like you are detangling your relaxed hair or you're detangling straight hair, it is going to cause tangles, single strand knots. And when you start having these things in your hair, it will make you cut your hair more. Your comb cannot feel, and that is why whenever you're brushing your hair or you're combing your hair from root to tip, it cannot feel those knots. It cannot feel any area where there are knots and tangles. It's just going through it anyhow it pleases. When you're doing that, especially when the hair is dry, you are more susceptible to breakage. You would experience breakage, definitely. And that is why people always preach that you comb your natural hair from the ends of your hair, then you work your way through to the tip. But with stretched hair or with straight hair, you can just easily comb from up to down. But natural hair, you have to comb from down and then work your way through. And that is why it's always advised to detangle your hair, finger detangle mostly for a start, before you go in with your brush or your tangle teaser or your comb. Do you understand? This is because when there is less tangle, there is less or reduced breakage. And when you are able to minimize breakage, you'll be able to retain your length. Breakage is a struggle of many naturals. What many naturals need is not hair growth tip. What lots of you need is length retention tip. The reason is most of you you've not learned to be gentle with your natural hair. You're still handling your natural hair like you're handling your relaxed hair. Relaxed hair and natural hair can never be the same. The way you wash your hair, your wash day duration can never be the same. So when the hair is less tangled, it allows your hair to retain length. And that is why they said that they are able to retain length faster because their hair was stretched. If you've been watching this video to this extent and you love my face, please give this video a thumbs up. Also leave a comment in the comment section, and I don't know. Yeah, that's it. So stretched natural hair doesn't grow faster than a natural hair that is still in its Afro textured state. This whole thing just boils down to the fact that you were able to reduce breakage as a result of keeping your hair stretched. And there are also many naturals that are still able to do this, reducing breakage, and they are still able to retain length. Do you understand? Now, when it comes to that maintenance, I'm not saying that natural hair is high maintenance. Please do not get me wrong. I'm saying that when the hair is stretched, you don't really have to, the same thing as the less tangling, you don't really have to go through, a long wash day routine, restyling, combing your hair, putting your hair in mini braids to, give it a heatless blowout. You don't really have to go through that. Sometimes you just have to take off your hair bonnet or your silk scarf, and then just brush. You're good to go. With your hair in its natural state, maybe you had to braid the night before, so the next day you have to take down those braids to get a little bit of blowout, and then you comb the hair out and put the hair in its style. That is what I mean. So for some people, it is low maintenance. That is the whole thing. This whole thing just boils down to low maintenance. And if there is anything I have to pick up from here is that naturals need to be calm. Do you understand? You all need to be calm. When I also say low maintenance, it's somewhat related to low manipulation. All right. Manipulation is the process of doing things to your hair, right? And with silk presses, you don't have to do too much. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to really do too much. You wake up, brush the hair. If you have to apply oil, you apply oil. But with natural hair, you probably have to take down the braid, comb out the braid. When you comb out the braid, you have to comb the hair out again, maybe to put the hair in the style. If you're not going for an Afro puff, you have to do this and that. So there's a bit of touchy when it comes to Afro textured hair or hair being in its natural state compared to when it's in silk presses. But there are still people maneuvering this whole thing. There are still people. I am one of those persons. I have been able to grow my natural hair how many times? And my hair is usually in its Afro textured state. Though I am a person who would always advise people to put their hair in maybe braids or twist or bantu knot, or threading if they are going to style it the next day. Like if they are not going for protective style, they probably want to style the hair, and probably the hairstyle they are going for is not an Afro or anything related to an Afro. I'd advise you to put the hair in braids to give you a little bit of blowout the next day. Growing long natural hair boils down to being able to retain length. The way you can retain length is to minimize breakage, which I've preached so many times on this channel. That is what is giving you people the length. So you might be seeing a little bit of change if you decide to be a straight natural compared to when you were relaxed. is as a result of breakage. You've been able to minimize breakage when your hair is stretched rather than when your hair was in its natural hair state, because you never really had the time to relax and understand your hair and probably comb through your hair. Most people cannot handle their hair in its natural hair state. Let's be honest, let's be for real. I know you already know this, but most people cannot handle or deal with their hair in its natural hair state. While your whole heat styling could be good, it is also not the best for the health of your coils. What I find a bit problematic in this whole thing is when you all say that straight natural hair grows faster and is more healthier and is easier to manage than Afro textured hair, there is something a bit problematic about that statement. It is literally you saying, though you're natural, but it's literally you saying that natural hair in its natural state is hard to manage. And no, I'm not saying that natural hair doesn't take a lot of time. It does. But that idea is problematic in itself. Some of you use the excuse of I am natural and then you wear your hair stretched literally all the time, which is not a problem. But it's a problem when you start making the comparison with people who wear their hair in its Afro textured state. It is problematic because you find your hair in its Afro textured state problematic. Some of you don't have the patience. That is just, this whole thing is just patience. Most people don't have the time, most people don't have the patience to want to go through the process of detangling their natural hair and doing lots of things to their natural hair and probably thinking about the style to make on their hair. Which is not a problem when you learn and when you give your hair a chance to understand it. So you go the easier route when it comes to going natural and when it comes to caring for your natural hair. You have options and you went for the one that you feel would make the whole thing easy for you. But I feel like you don't have to talk down on people who chose to wear their hair in its natural state. One thing I've observed is that most straight naturals do not really care about heat damage. That is problematic. Honestly, that is problematic. I am not here to dictate to you what you want to do to your hair. But when you start not caring about heat damage, it means that you don't even like your curls to begin with. You're just natural, so it's like you're natural and let me just be natural. And when people say, oh, your hair is relaxed. No, I'm natural. My hair is just stretched. Some of you don't see it like that, but it is problematic when you start not care. When you no longer care if you have heat damage, you don't care about the hair. Let them fry the hair as much as they want when you go for a silk press. Relax, relax, relax. I saw a theory about sebum distribution when your hair is in a silk press. So in case you don't understand, sebum is the natural oil that our scalp secretes, and with coily hair, that is the hair we have, all right, due to the coils, it's hard for the sebum to travel from the scalp then into the coils and going through those, spring coils. So it's kind of hard for the oils to travel down our hair and it can make our hair dry. But with people with straight hair, I mean like white people with straight hair, it's easier for the sebum to travel down their strands because the hair is straight. The theory is that if you're a straight natural, you would experience the same thing as white people with straight hair because it's easier for the sebum to travel down the hair. I feel like there is a point in this, but I also think that it's anecdotal. I don't know if there is any proof, any scientific proof to that. I don't know. I am not certified, so I don't have anything to say. But if there is any research, then it's possible that yes, the sebum could travel down the hair, making it easy for the person to retain more moisture. So in conclusion, I'd say that do what works for you. And I also say that you also have to educate yourself about hair, because when you say that those with their hair in its coily states, they tend to not retain much length as those in the state, it is a lie. There are people who wear their hair stretched and the hair is roasted. The hair is dry, the hair is burnt, the hair is unhealthy, everything. So it all boils down to how you care for your hair, your routine, and how dedicated you are when it comes to caring for your hair. Also understand that everybody's hair is different. Not everybody has the patience. So while maybe after watching this video, you want to consider going to stretch your hair, make sure that you create a skill to know the potential, drawbacks and what you would gain from doing whatever you want to do to your hair. Make sure you educate yourself. Very important. I wish I did not cut my hair. I mean, if I should combine all my natural hair journey together, my hair will probably be reaching my butt. I don't know, but something like that. So I wish I could show you, but there are literally so much black women on the internet that are being able to grow their hair while still maintaining their coily hair texture. Okay, so that is it for today's video. I'd love to hear from you, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please do not forget to keep your comments polite and respectful, all right, so you don't get blocked. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.